Hello and welcome to another anime lore and theory video. I'm Shergok, your host, and today we are going to take a closer look at why exactly Ainz Ooal Gown is considered weak, why he's actually strong, and how he compensates for his weakness, or rather overcompensates for it. But before we're going to take a closer look at any of this, let me quickly thank my Patreons for supporting this channel, as well as a thanks to all users of the YouTube thanks function for making one-time donations. And with that said, let's get to the topic at hand. The undead overlord of the Great Tomb of Nezarec is a force of nature in the New World, comparable to hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, and volcanic eruptions. Something too immense, too powerful, and too fearsome for humanity to contain, to deal with, and to do anything about it. And that's exactly how everyone in the New World perceives Ainz Ooal Gown's power, once they grasp its full magnitude, except for a few exceptions like Platinum or Azud, a being from the New World, a mere human, albeit in an advanced power suit, after understanding his might. But they too regarded this undead overlord with awe. And this was beautifully illustrated in the recent example with the Cat's Plane. When Ainz Ooal Gown cast off his mask and revealed himself openly as the undead overlord, it became clear to everyone how powerful he truly is. 2 armies on that day, one from the enemy kingdom and one from the allied Baharut Empire, were routed with just one single spell of Ainz Ooal Gown. However, this strength is only so impressive in the context of the New World. In Overlord Online, during battles against formidable opponents, Ainz Ooal Gown would quickly reach his limit, based purely on his stats and character build. And here's an example of what I mean. Let me illustrate it. Because Ainz Ooal Gown in truth would face in combat against an equally powerful opponent, if he ever had to fight one. Much trouble. For instance, Mare, with his ability to summon 2 powerful dragons and cast Petit Catastrophe, could unleash a mana-intensive but devastating hyper beam that causes massive damage. So much like how Ainz Ooal Gown only needed to weaken Sheltier's health enough to finish off with a single fallen down super tier magic spell, Mare would only need to weaken Ainz sufficiently to take him out with one single blow, if the two would fight. And this would make any battle, right off the bat, incredibly difficult, since Ainz with, say, let's just assume 40% of his health are enough for Mare to finish him with a single blow, could never ever allow himself to drop under this threshold, or he would be a dead man. Well, he technically is one, but you know what I mean. And even Ainz Ooal Gown's strongest trump card, the goal of all life is death, could be countered by Mare, simply casting Phoenix Flame. In other words, even his most powerful skill wouldn't guarantee victory in a duel. And the many undead minions Ainz Ooal Gown can surely summon in the battle would also be preoccupied by dealing with Mare's dragons and by being attacked with his earthquakes, because despite being an excellent duelist, Mare is primarily known for his area of effect attacks, which in combination with his twin sister Aura are designed to defeat entire groups of enemies. So even against the elf boy, Ainz would face enormous challenges. And this is because Ainz' character build is more tailored to role-playing build, giving him enormous advantages in managing his kingdom of the undead and of the living. By specializing as an overlord in controlling the undead, he can create a variety of powerful undead creatures, and many skeletons and zombies, and deploy them in very large numbers, which greatly benefits the kingdom's economy, due to the undead workforce. But in situations where a duel is required, Ainz would be at a disadvantage against any power gamer or pro player who focuses purely on optimizing their avatar and equipment for direct efficiency in combat. However, even if Ainz Ooal Gown would normally be at a disadvantage in these standard duel scenarios, he can offset his weaknesses with his understanding and expertise in Overlord Online. As a member, and as a later leader, of one of the most notorious player killer guilds out there, Ainz had amassed an enormous amount of knowledge and experience. This included both theoretical knowledge, such as strategies for combat, how to act in certain situations, and what to focus on, as well as practical experience from hunting opponents alongside with 40 other players. And over the years, Ainz himself became an expert in such duel scenarios. And even while playing at the top level, he won the majority of his battles through skill and strategy. So he's essentially like a basketball or soccer player, who when it comes to a world championship still wins the majority of the one-on-one matches for the possession of the ball. In other words, he's slightly above average, but only when compared to the very best of the best. And that's something you should always keep in mind. Purely based on his skill, it would be incredibly difficult to keep up with him, even if your character build or the character build of the average player would be otherwise identical, simply because Ainz has done this 1001 times, while the other fighters doesn't have the experience to think 2 or 3 steps ahead. In other words, the bottom 80% of players, even if they have better items and a superior character build, simply lack the experience to keep up with Ainz Ooal Gown or even defeat him. Another factor that ensures that the average player is also doomed to always lose against Ainz is the sheer difference in items. Ainz Ooal Gown is decked out from head to toe in the rarest of items, all of them belonging to the highest rarity tier, the divine items, the divine class of items, and normal players, on the other hand, usually don't even have a single one of these extremely rare items with them. And this means that just in terms of overall stats, Ainz would always have the advantage due to the bonuses his items provide, because his equipment is top tier. On top of that, Ainz has the experience to design his character build so that even if he's only average on his own, standing without any equipment, all of his rings, all of his robes, all of his gowns are synergized perfectly with his other character builds and his stats and his pre-existing conditions. And this also explains why his mana pool looks as massive as that of Rudius Greyrat. And that's just Ainz Ooal Gown's normal equipment. Even though he didn't use it in his battle against Chaltier, Ainz always carries his world-class item, the Red Orb, with him. And it's an item only he can use, which also makes him immune to one of the greatest trump cards in the game, other world-class items. And furthermore, his Red Orb has a series of effects, one of which is highly effective against dragons. In other words, Ainz has hidden abilities up his sleeve. And we are still not done yet, because Ainz Ooal Gown also has a guild weapon, a guild item, the Staff of Ainz Ooal Gown. And this stuff is made from extremely rare materials, and is so powerful that it can buff Ainz and his not very combat optimized build to the point where someone like Albedo, who is heavily focused on the defense, can be overwhelmed by just the first level of his Aura of Fear. And that's a level of power normally reserved for enemies such as Hamuske. And again, normally somebody like Albedo would shrug this off easily. But with the item, she was affected. And even floor guardians like Mare, who are resistant to this type of magic attack because, well, he's a druid, or Demiurge, who has so many unique special abilities that bypassing all of them and his immunities is a feat in and of itself. And of course, even Chaltier, the strongest floor guardian, were not immune to the influence of Ainz Ooal Gown's world-class item. But his greatest strength doesn't lie in the items themselves, it's in his ability to gather information. Ainz will do everything to flood the opponent with false information, so they have no idea what's true and what's not, and he will feed into the enemy's assumptions, exhibit completely unexpected behavior in battle, and use strategies he would normally never use in a real fight, and after gathering all the necessary information to ensure victory, in the very next fight he just retreats. And then when the second duel comes, he will return with a perfect strategy and full combat strength to secure the win. And that's also how Ainz Ooal Gown managed to defeat Cure Elim Los Malvare in the Evil Eye bonus novels. And I hope this just gives you a good overview of Ainz Ooal Gown's combat strength, why he is considered weak if compared to the very elite, and why he is actually strong compared to just the average Yggdrasil Online player. And again, it's not just about comparing war stats, but also include his combat expertise and all of the bling bling that comes with it. And with that said, now it's your turn. Let me know what you think about this video, about Ainz Ooal Gown's weakness, his strength, and his many items down in the comment section. And while you type, I also say thank you very much for watching, thanks to all of my Patreons for supporting this channel, and as usual, I also say my special thanks to Arder Daddy Arder, ASK, Bad Guy Yee, Bad Burrito 316, Beezer, Ben C, Brandon S, Brandon D, Chrissy, Crowley 0221, Sia, Crystal Prime, Dead Slime, Death is Mercy, Deathless Dragonlord, Demon Xenomorph 1987, Devin Downen, Ding Dong, Din Pep, Dragonlord Placidus Saxophone, Duckwagon, Dunkler Krieger, Dystopia, Dystopia II, Enigmatic Unicorn, Feralchivan, Guy with That Head, Hector Marino, Hoss, Huster, Jacob G, Jana B, Jason, J. Morris, Chromius, Kyle R, Lee K. Long, Legendarius, Le Louche Britannia with a Mustache, Lexus Fox, Lord Nishikian Rai, Lord Touch Me, Lofrazer, Merwek, Mr. Shoes, Mr. Tweaker, Michael R, Michael Y, Nope, Oh Hell No, Normal Toad, O'Kill, Overlord General Gasper, Paddy Pentum, Personage, Ruru, Primus 11, Rhinomere, Q&A Caracos P, Shergox's Daddy, Shadow Lightning Wolf, Shrine Keeper, Sir Axolotl, Super Tier Magic Batista Bomb, Supreme Cheese, Staris, Ted, Texas Deer, The Orc Warboss, Rocket Smasher, T.E. Wang, Vash Hawkeye, Vegito27, Venture Fanatic, Wilhelm, Xenokai, and Sonagon. Thanks guys. Anyway, have a nice day, and I hope to see you all again soon on my next video.